podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Lennox is a clown. I don't respect Lennox.
He created a legacy, though.
So am I.
That's what I was about to say. Is this all part of the legacy? Are you
It's
aware of how big the
nothing
legacy
compared
is?
to what Lennox is doing. Nothing. Me and Lennox aren't the same. My legacy is to sit back and enjoy the younger generation coming up and not to really be involved. Just appreciate what it takes to get there. Lennox isn't like that. Me and Lennox are cut from a different cloth.
Boxingvoice.com.
You need that fear.
All I'm trying to do is make a stand for something that I truly believe is right. I truly believe is right. I want to be like you. Come on, man. I'm the face of boxing. I'm the cash cow. I hold the record for pay-per-view. Me.
My drop, I know my drop, I know my situation. I want to fight. That's my food. Champion, you know. Fight is gonna be very difficult for both of us.
Boxingvoice.com. Good morning, TBV, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another morning edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. Another glorious day whenever the head honcho or one of them in the heavyweight division comes out and speaks up. And you know what? About time. About time. Good for Anthony Joshua finally stepping up and telling some of these dudes to shut the freak up. Shut that front door. Man, he finally came out and let Lennox Lewis know how he felt. Lennox has been having so much to say, from wanting to train him, telling him to get a tune-up, saying that the fight won't happen in Saudi Arabia. I mean, the list goes on and on. And finally, AJ comes out and gets at Lennox, calls him a straight clown. He went further on his story on IG. He posted, let me just pull this up here. He says, always say it how it is. A clown is a clown, and he can wipe his makeup off, but at heart remains the same. No squares in my circle, cuz G shit only. Okay. That's what I'm talking about, AJ. Come for him. Yeah. Okay. Now let's just make it in America. But I'm really smelling this. I really feel like what he's doing. Like I said, Lennox has been a little bit vocal, maybe too vocal, you know, and he kicked back right at it. He's like, yo, I'm creating legacy too. You know, and it's true. At this point, he suffered a loss. Lennox suffered a loss. So all he's got to do is get these belts back. And he's right on par with Lennox in terms of being able to lose them and get them back. Now, I don't think Lennox is on par with him in terms of the events. You know, obviously AJ's done it sooner. He had 22 fights being unified. Not undisputed. That's what Lennox holds over him, is that undisputedness. But it was a little bit simple. I don't think Lennox had to get the WBO at the time. I think he just had the WBA, WBC, and IBF. I don't think the WBO was around, or I don't remember him having it. I mean, I could be wrong, right? Like, I'm not a history dude. All you Lennox fans mad that AJ giving him the business verbally on the Untold Truth, which is an on-demand show. It should air at 6 p.m. today in the UK, which is about 4 hours away from them. And then hopefully we get some way of seeing it, maybe on YouTube or something like that for us Americans. But this particular quote and others that we'll speak about came out on AJ, The Untold Truth. It's an on-demand show on Sky Sports. It'll be airing today at 6 o'clock. Man, breaking news. Look at this. So as I go to Sky Sports to get this article that we're going to discuss, it seems Ruiz Jr. And Lennox Lewis both respond to Anthony Joshua's clown comments. So, oh shit, Ruiz stepping up. Let's see what he says, ladies and gents. Let's see what he said. This is brand new. I'm telling you, I was up early this morning. Uh-oh, I see it right there. So, Lennox Lewis, Frank Bruno, and Andy Ruiz Jr. have hit back at Anthony Joshua's fiery clown claim. Joshua said, I don't respect Lennox Lewis in the AJ, The Untold Truth, available on demand from 6 p.m. on Thursday. So, Joshua said, okay, so Lewis is the last undisputed heavyweight champion, and although he suffered upset defeats like Joshua to Ruiz Jr., he avenged both against Oliver McCall and Hasim Rahman. So Frank Bruno, from his verified Instagram, let me set this up here. I was expecting my co-host. He must be ill. So Frank Bruno, from his verified, Lennox has a fantastic legacy, and AJ is still being written. The young blood can always learn from those who've already trodden the path. I hope they both resolve their differences and respect each other. Emoji of the UK flag and the boxing glove, hashtag respect, hashtag warriors. And obviously he quote tweeted to AJ's, Untold Truth that's all over the internet, right? For calling Lewis a clown, he's getting headlines. But this is what he should have done. I mean, you got to respond to these dudes. So Lewis questioned Joshua's trainer, Robert McCracken, prompting the recently defeated heavyweight to call him a clown. So that was another thing. He said he needed to get rid of his trainer. He called his trainer, basically called his trainer elementary, and that he needed a a college trainer, right? He needed a professor in there helping him. But here's Lennox Lewis, who responds, he says, disappointed in AJ's words, but I understand this jealousy narrative was only fabricated after I criticized them for Wilder negotiations. All of a sudden, I'm a hater. Ask who benefits from such a simple-minded narrative. Not AJ, not me. There you go. And, obviously the author puts pictures of AJ and Lennox when they were all happy. And Ruiz, let's see what Ruiz posted here. So Joshua lost the IBF. He has a chance to regain those belts December 7th in the rematch in Saudi Arabia if it actually kicks off. Ruiz stirred the pot by replying to a Twitter post asking who would win in a dream matchup, Joshua and Lewis. Lennox all day, Ruiz posted. Frank Bruno, another former British heavyweight champion who lost to Lewis, had his say on the feud. Frank Bruno, so he said young blood can always learn. We already read that. That was his tweet. But, so I guess Ruiz didn't say much. All he did was put a post about who would win in a fight between Lennox and, AJ. But everything else we know, it's the same quotes from Eddie Hearn saying that the contracts are signed and, he's obligated to fight and things like that. Essentially, we're here to talk about AJ finally coming out and, giving some hell to Lennox Lewis for, essentially having so much to say throughout the years, offering to train him, recommending to get rid of Robert McCracken after this one loss. Remember, he had a lot to say about the negotiations. He felt that AJ was being a little bit greedy with the Wilder negotiations. He wanted that fight to happen, and he was not happy with the way things were handled. He felt that they could have done a better job at that. So Lewis, always vocal, always giving his opinion, but I like him for that. And I even love AJ for coming out and responding like, yo, tell him how you feel. Don't hold it in. Stop being this cookie cutter dude that, no one believes you are. Be who you really are and say what you really want. Say what's on your mind. And I promise you, man, people are going to love you for it even more. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, man. It helps with the visibility of the show. Lets us know that you appreciate what it is we do around here when we come around here every single day, 7 days a week, giving you multiple shows throughout the day. And you could also partake in them. You want to give me your opinion on Lennox Lewis, and his, comments towards AJ or AJ's rebuttal, calling Lennox a clown, saying he doesn't respect him, saying they're not cut from the same cloth, saying, so what? He created legacy. I'm creating mines. Coming out saying some really good things that, at least put a smile on my face. I don't know how they made you guys feel. You can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation. You can download that Skype app on the Android market or the Apple iPhone market. And while you're there, don't forget you can also download the Patreon app to join us today for an episode of Comment Creeping. There's a lot of comments to be creeping on. We're going to be doing that, and that's every Thursday. And then join us on Friday for the betting show. So you know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. 1-425-569-5241. We're going to go out to our sponsors and get to these callers. It's the morning time, people. You're on your way to work. I'm happy that we can, enjoy this boxing news together. A lot more where this came from. Plenty to talk about. Deontay Wilder's date being pushed back. We'll give you all the details on the next show.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
It is hard to continue developing new content and covering the sport as thorough as we do without contributions from loyal listeners like you. If you enjoyed listening to the Boxing Voice Radio and find it informative and entertaining, please consider making a donation.
It's like this, man. Have you ever taken those pills, the laxative pills? The ones you take, you pop, and you wait for 20 minutes, you go to the toilet, and they go through you? Mm-hmm. I'm going to go through this, man.
It's a bit of a weird analogy.
Everybody knew exactly what I was talking about. I'm going to go through this guy.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Last time I checked, I was the man on these streets. They call me residue, I leave blow on these beats. Got
I'ma treat him like he's a C+ fighter.
Shit on niggas. Even when I'm constipated, I still shit on niggas.
Yo, what's good? Good morning, TBV.
Good morning.
When it comes to, good morning, man. And when it comes to Anthony Joshua, I don't know anymore, man. He doesn't seem like a champ. He seems like a boy who got lost and somehow got a belt. Eddie Hearn runs the whole show. He's making press conferences with no fighters. I don't even know anymore, man. It's sad. Matchroom sad. I don't even know why Dillian White still signed the Matchroom. And
he's not signed. Remember, he was fight by fight.
Oh, he's fight by fight? Oh. Damn, there's so many fighters that fight by fight with Eddie Hearn. It's ridiculous.
I mean, it's like that with Al, though, too. Remember, nobody needs a promoter these days. That's what that is.
That is true. They're like advisors now. But I keep on hearing about this.
But you know
Dana
what? To
White
be fair,
shit.
though, Eddie still signs people to Matchroom, to promoter deals, right? Like, he got White on a fight by fight, but everybody else you've been hearing about is signed to Matchroom for a deal, like Billy, Andre, Jacobs, Usyk, Flip, all those dudes. They got contracts with Matchroom.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of sad that they're lowballing Andy, and Andy's still agreeing to this fight, and everybody makes it seem like he doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia, which is like 15 hours from where he lives. He wants to go to America, and I feel like Al Haymon got something underneath his sleeves that nobody knows.
Well,
You know.
today we were actually talking about Anthony, basically coming out and calling Lennox Lewis a clown for everything that Lennox has been saying over the years. But most recently, Lennox asked him that maybe he should change his trainer. Maybe he should let, Lennox train him. And now AJ's come out and said, yo, you a clown. You know what I'm saying? He said we not cut from the same cloth because remember Lennox said he should take a tune-up. So that's kind of what we just talking about now. It's a show that's coming out
But
on Sky.
he talking about Lennox Lewis. Like, isn't he supposed to be trained by George Foreman? Someone who hasn't been training nobody. I mean,
I don't know that. I mean, George Foreman's just another dude that came out and said that. There's been no reports saying that he's accepted George's invitation to be trained by him.
Well, he can't talk about Lennox Lewis because Lennox Lewis really came to America and got the W. So I don't see how you can talk about him when he's the clown who quit. He's bigger than Lennox Lewis.
I get you, man. We going out to my mastermind, Joseph, Big Supermax, Texas. Stand up.
Good morning, Ness. Good morning. We're less than a month away from Border Wars. Hope everybody's doing good.
Man, you on that
Joshua's
speakerphone,
right,
champ. You on that speakerphone.
Oh, hold on. AJ's right. Him and Lennox ain't cut from the same cloth, man. Lennox is a winner and handed up on the rematches. And it's like they say, Ness, AJ, I've always been told all my life to listen to elders because they've been through it. They're giving you advice because they've been through them situations. So to call him a clown, Lennox got beat before and suffered knockouts and came back to win them. I can't remember off the top of my head if he had tune-up fights in between. But even though he won the rematches, maybe he felt like a tune-up was better. Maybe he, thinks it'll secure him more to get that belt back, So I don't know, Frank. I mean, I get AJ. You want to be your own man, but who better to listen to than Lennox, man? Lennox beat everybody he faced. So I don't know. I would have taken the advice about him, but that's my comment.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in. Happy trucking early in the morning. We going out to Jesus in Cali. What it do?
Hey.
Good morning, champ.
I just feel like Lennox Lewis. Good morning. I just feel like Lennox Lewis doesn't have respect for Anthony Joshua. And then Lennox Lewis said he wants to see the fight in Mexico. He said that's where the fight should happen. And I feel
Why you think he said
Ruiz
that, though?
Want to go to
Why you think he said that? Because that's where a lot of people... I said, why do you think Lennox Lewis said that? Because that's where a lot of people call him a hater. They're like, yo, why are you sending your countrymen to enemy territory? You should be, pushing for it to be in the UK.
I think he likes Andrew Ruiz, and then nobody's talking about Mexico. You know what I mean? He's the only one talking about Mexico, and I think he likes Andrew Ruiz as a fighter, and he gives him a lot of respect because what he did to Joshua, like a short, at a short notice, nobody expected him to win. You know what I mean? I think that's why. And I think Andrew Ruiz doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia because if something was to go down in Saudi Arabia, like something was to happen, he feels like Trump or the U.S. government is not going to help him out there. You know what I mean? Because he's a Mexican fighter. He was saying that in a live. You know what I mean? So, but Andrew Ruiz wants to run it back in New York. He said, let's run it back in New York. It makes sense to run it back in New York to me. But, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I just hope it happens soon. I hope it happens New Year's Eve or something like that. That's what I want.
What you think about AJ calling Lennox a clown though? Saying they're not cut from the same cloth.
I just think Lennox doesn't respect Joshua. He's like disappointed at his own countryman. Like, yo, like you're fucking bugging. Like, make these fucking fights happen. Like, what are you doing? Like, he doesn't have respect for him. Like.
What about Ruiz, right? Ruiz seen what AJ posted. He came out and posted, yo, who wins the fight? AJ versus Lennox. Who you think wins that fight?
I think Lennox.
Lennox.
He just did from a different club. Lennox ain't no joke. Like, you know what I mean? he shows respect where respect. You know what I mean? Like he shows you respect. I feel that's how it feels about Andy Ruiz. That's why he's saying Mexico because nobody's saying it. He knows Andy Ruiz. There's no way they're gonna give them the fight in Mexico, but he's talking about it. You know what I mean? Andy Lennox is the real one, man.
Cut it. Jesus. Cut it. Thank you for calling in. Good call. Good call. I like some of the stuff you put out there. You know. We're gonna keep these phone lines moving. Looks like we're going to New Orleans. Who we got here? Looks like Joshua. What up? New Orleans, stand up.
Yeah, what up, Next? Good morning.
Good morning.
My first I was thinking about that weak shit soundbite you had. That shit sound weak to me. They Josh Wright, they cut from a different cloth because he ain't nowhere close to being the type of fighter Lennox Lewis was. Mentality wise, Joshua not there. So he like one of them dumbass cousins or brothers. When you try to give him a blueprint on what it takes to be successful, he want to shoot all that shit down. Reason why Lennox Mexico and beat Andy Ruiz, because that would be legendary for him to come back come back in a rematch, fight that man in his hometown, the home era, take them belts, and that'll boost his legacy. But Anthony Joshua so weak-minded, he take all that shit as hate. Lennox Lewis was criticizing him for some of the decisions him and Eddie Hearn was making, and then offer his service to train him. That'll boost Joshua up, and it probably would have helped Joshua in some form, way, or fashion, because if that trainer is elementary, it's time for him to evolve and get a better trainer. So all that shit Joshua talking, that shit is weak. I don't buy none of it. He weak-minded. He quit in the first fight. The only way Joshua win his next fight if he have a situation to where either he can juice up like he been doing, or have an advantage to where he feel confident in the fight. That's my call.
All right, so we're going to a new UK caller, or it could be Coach Schmitty. I mean, it could be so many people, but I just don't know who. So 44207, who's this?
Yo, what's up, Next Midday?
What up? I'm going to save this. Is it always going to be this number when you call from a landline or no?
No.
Oh, no?
Yeah, when I call from a landline. Yeah, okay. From a landline, yes, but otherwise it's Skype, man. Listen, Ness, man, this is the Joshua that you guys been calling out for before, right? So leave alone like the comparison of who is the better fighter, Lennox or him, right? But if someone, you know when someone is hating on you, right? You run a podcast, you know when someone else is just like coming in and just making comments like, oh yeah, that's good, but you know, he should be better and all that. You know when someone is hating on you. And all those years, Joshua has been taking like that approach that you guys don't like. Say, oh, he's too polished, he's too corporate, he's doing this for the media, he's doing that for the endorsement. He's taking the approach now, you know what, like, forget all this. Like, I've got a problem with that dude saying all those things. I'm going to keep it real now and tell him, give it back to him. So I like that, Joshua. Like I said in our group chats, you're the body language expert. Last time I saw Joshua like that, showing us real, it was when he had that little altercation with Brazil in there. And you could see that real side of Joshua, the real side that we all want to see. So, you know, I did like that. As far as Lennox is concerned, Lennox, I think, is making those comments and all this, not to just stay relevant, but I think Lennox is trying to establish himself as a trainer. Few fighters have done that. Few fighters are chasing Joshua and saying, let me help you. And, you know, cheating on his current trainer is not the way to do it. And we also have to keep in mind, I think Lennox has done that with few fighters before. And the name escapes me, but I'm sure I remember him trying to help a UK fighter that lost and come back. And it wasn't successful either. So he hasn't got a credential as a trainer either, right? So I'm not saying as a fighter, he's a great fighter and all this. I can't compare who's going to win, who's not going to win, who was better. But I know if I've got a problem with someone, I'm going to address it like Joshua is doing it. I don't like you. I don't like what you're saying about me. Let me keep it real. Forget the endorsement, you know. That's my piece, man.
Mitty, thanks for calling in. And yeah, man, I agree with you. That's what I said in the beginning. This is what I like from Joshua. Like, yo, this dude's been talking hella shit for a while. You've been quiet for a while. Like, come out, let them know how you feel. That's what we want. We want you to speak your mind. We're gonna love you for it. So we definitely, or at least I definitely appreciated that. Let me see. We got Brandon in North Carolina. Talk to me.
Good morning, that's Vendia.
Bueno dia.
Good to hear from you. I just got back from Dominican Republic, man. I love it there. I don't been 5 times this year, but yeah, man. I feel like a lot of these guys hate Joshua so bad, but they call in every morning and talk junk about him. Like, you got all this energy to talk bad about him, but you hate him. I mean, I don't understand it. Hey, listen, Lennox Lewis has shown that he has some envy against Joshua. If you look on Box Rec and look at Lennox Lewis' record and look at Joshua's record, look what Joshua's accomplished in the amount of time that he's been in fighting. So you cannot compare the two right now. People keep saying, "Oh, Joshua's not cut from the..." Yo, his story is still being written. Lennox Lewis' story ended after really losing to Klitschko in the ring, and he never even get that man a rematch. So people forget about that stuff like that. And they say, "Oh, he revenged his loss against Oliver Carr." Yeah, 5 fights later. It wasn't just a tune-up. He took 5 fights. Oliver Carr had already lost the belt by the time he got to him, didn't he? So, I mean, and then he say, "Oh, well, he come to America." Yeah, when Lewis came to America, he got knocked out by a same. I mean, come on, man. It's just so much stuff, man, that you can't compare the two right now because Joshua's story is still being written. Let this man's career keep going, and then we'll see how it ends. Well, this is a conversation we should have 5 years from now. Right now, it's still premature. So that's my call, man. Bless you, man.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in. We're going out to Mike in Michigan. Talk to me. Good morning.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What up?
Man, I just want to say about the Mexico. I mean, I feel like he should get way more than $9 million, even though the contract situation. Dude is a superstar now, man. I just feel like he should get more than $9 million for to go to Saudi Arabia. But on the Mexico thing, I mean, I don't see Joshua going to Mexico at all. But that'd be a big fight. I'm sure they could throw a big money. I mean, probably not much in Saudi Arabia, or hell, they should be able to. But I had a lot more to say, but yeah, I think Mexico should give a big money to go to Mexico. That's my call. Fuck.
All right, Mike in Michigan. Thanks for calling in. We going out to EJ Boxing live in the UK. What it do, my friend? Long time. EJ. Skype. EJ? AJ, you gotta unmute, champ. Unmute yourself. All right, giving me that good old dead air. Annan, talk to me in the UK. You gotta unmute. Okay. Annan, going once. Twice. All right, well. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time to voice your opinion. EJ, talk to me. You there, brother? We can't hear you at all. You there? EJ, Annan? Who's that? Annan? Yeah, we're not hearing you guys. You might want to try again. Well, that's it. We went to everybody on Blog Talk. If you're listening on Blog Talk, you want to press 1. There you go. we can get to you. Those who haven't pressed 1, obviously, we will not be getting to you. Looks like we got a couple of more callers here. Let me just get that name. Looks like Jermaine in Baton Rouge. What up? Good morning.
What's up? What's up, Lewis? I just want to talk. Lewis is a legend, dude. Now, and I understand this talk because he worked with PBC and he's with Al Heyman and all this, and he keep it real as he can see. I understand the beef, but I think it's a smoke screen. AJ not coming out. He's not talking about the demands of the fight. He's not talking about none of the real stuff we want to talk about. Now they want to put on the headlines a beef that him and Lennox Lewis been seeming to have for years. No, let's talk about the nitty gritty of what's really going on behind the Saudi Arabia, drug testing. Although I know drug testing, thing going on down there, and let's talk about the fight that's coming up. I don't care about y'all old beef with Lennox Lewis. Y'all can sit there anytime. You want to do it? He barely give interviews. He barely talk to the media. So when he do, this we got to focus on a beef between him and Lennox Lewis. It's a smoke screen. That's my call.
Man, I like your way of thinking. I ain't think like that, bro. This is why it's good to have a call-in show, man, and get everybody's opinion, because I swear I wasn't thinking about that. But you're right. It is some deflection. He did sit down. You would figure they would have asked him about everything Andy Ruiz has been saying, and instead they asked him about Lennox Lewis. You're absolutely right. Very, very attentive of you. Damn, you're right, man. They should have at least asked, hey, what do you think about Andy Ruiz? Just came out on social media saying that, he ain't going. But this is what I told you. They don't want to add any hysteria to the fans, man. They want the fans to believe that this is going forward with no hiccup. We got Chicago in the building. First time caller, 773-567. Who's this?
What's up, Ness? What's up, man? It's New Money.
New Money. What it do?
Hey, man, I've been listening to your show, man. And I agree with the last caller, what he said, man. But I want to say that I think Lennox Lewis is not being so much of a hater. It's just, to me, Joshua's been a privileged fighter. He's been, carried and babysitted and held by the hand to get those straps so easily. And when you compare resumes, you can't compare the resume to Lennox Lewis to AJ. Because Lennox Lewis has fought some real fighters. Lennox Lewis has fought, Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson. He fought a lot of the killers, man. I seen Rockman, even though it was a shocker that he lost that fight the first time. You know what I'm saying? But he still got back up and fought him again and got his belt back. He was just on the focus. He was doing a little acting back then. Michael Grant. A lot of guys that he fought, I don't see AJ even clearing. I don't see AJ even glancing with them guys. I think AJ should have listened to Lennox Lewis and just took some knowledge from him and tried to enhance what he's trying to do to become a better fighter. Because remember, Lennox was trained by Emmanuel Lewis, which is a way better trainer than the trainer he got now. You feel what I'm saying?
We listening.
So I think that, to be honest with you, Andy Ruiz is going to win this next fight again. And he's going to beat up Anthony Joshua. I don't think the juice is going to help him. But boy, got some quick hands.
Cut it. New Money, thanks for calling in. We're going out to Boomeranger. Joseph, Big Supermax, what up?
Yo, Nance, I've got the caller before this last one brought up something that I just remembered when he talked about the drug testing. According to Paulie Malignaggi, because he worked the Amir Khan fight in Saudi Arabia, there's no commission there, so they brought over the British Board of Boxing Control to run that. So that could be a big sticking point for what Andy Ruiz is talking about. I just remembered that when you brought that up.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, I think that gives Andy a lot better of a chance for not having that fight in Saudi Arabia, because that was the whole point for not.
All right, well, thanks for calling in. We're going to go out to what looks like, let me see here. Lamar in Washington. Talk to me.
Hey, good morning, Ness.
Good morning.
What what I was thinking about the whole situation is I kind of think that Joshua is trying to like kind of change his image. Like I think he's trying to hype himself out. I mean, hype himself up, trying to kind of become a villain. Because some of the stuff he's been saying lately is like he's sort of trying to shake that little goody goody thing. I think he needs to get himself up for the fight because he was talking about he didn't want to fight Ruiz, you know, like he didn't have any bad energy or anything like that. So I think he's trying to make himself somewhat of the villain. So he's just coming out, you know, saying what he'll say about Lennox Lewis, knowing it's gonna rub some people, and I think he kind of wants that hate to come in so that he has something to really prove when he gets into the fight.
Well, all right,
And that's
brother.
all I really had to say.
Thanks for calling in. We're going out to Mr. Boxing Today. Talk to me. Hello, Mr. Boxing Today. No? Did I get that wrong? Minnesota?
Oh yeah, what's going on, man?
You forgot your name? You want to change that?
Nah, I didn't put that as Mr. Boxing Today. That's not me, homie.
612-501. Oh, you know what?
Yeah, my
Damn.
name.
No. Very, very similar number. You're 9. Okay. This is actually Joseph. My bad.
Yeah. Don't get me confused with Mr. Boxing Today, which is a great boxing channel. Good heavyweight content coming from that brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This is all smoke and mirrors, man. It's all deflection, you know, like the other caller said. Mike Tyson's been real critical of Deontay Wilder, but you don't see Deontay Wilder coming out here and retaliating against a legend, you know, in the sport, regardless, you know, if it's hate.
Well,
But
I got to
with Lennox-
challenge you there, man. I think Wilder kind of came at him when he said, you know, that he would beat a prime Mike Tyson, you know? And
Yeah,
he
but
says
that's
that
not hate.
he says that generation fighters, you know, won't last with this generation is how he feel.
But that's not really hate. That's just having confidence in yourself. That's not talking greasy about the man. You know what I'm saying? As a fighter, you're supposed to have that kind of confidence in yourself. And you're supposed to big up your era. But he didn't say nothing disrespectful towards Mike Tyson. So I can understand that from a fighter's perspective. Like, you feel like you're better. You feel like your era is better. You know, you have the right to say that. You know, just like Lennox Lewis has the right to say what he's saying about Anthony Joshua, especially when he's a dude who basically rematched and won his rematches. He fought the best competition. You know what I'm saying? He didn't duck and dodge like the way Anthony Joshua is doing. And at the same time, if he really didn't have no love for the young man, he wouldn't be trying to offer his services to him. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem with the generation of fighters. They can't take criticism. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand the difference between constructive criticism and actually, you know, somebody hating on them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, it's all smoke and mirrors. You know, Anthony Joshua should be focusing on getting his belts back. You know what I'm saying? This is all deflection tactic. You know, it's all mind control because if Lennox actually got down with Joshua and tried to help him out, you know, that's something that Eddie Hearn wouldn't want. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a real dude who's going to actually tell him some real shit. So that's my call.
Well, thank you for calling in, Joseph. We're going out to new caller in the 832. 832-690. Who's this?
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, Nasty? It's LJ, man. Greenville, Mississippi. Yep. Hey, dig this, Nasty. Me personally, I think Joshua ought to go back to Madison Square Garden. You know what I mean? Get the Caldwell, get the demons cleared out, and try to redeem himself. And I think that would make him look like a true champion if he go back to Madison Square Garden and pull it off. That's my call. I just want to call in and say that.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in. We're going out to Brandon in Cincinnati. Talk to me.
Yo, Ness, how's it sound, man? I'm driving in this truck. How's it sound? All right.
You good.
Okay. So, I just want to let everybody know all these people saying that he need to respect the OG, respect the elders. I'm calling bullshit on that because not too long ago, Tim Bradley came out, criticized Earl Spence, and all these same people saying AJ needs to respect his elders for calling Tim Bradley a company man, house nigga, house negro. They weren't respecting OG then. When Andre Ward, a pound-for-pound great, came out and critiqued
Tim Bradley and Andre Ward are not the age or on the stature of Lennox Lewis. Let's stop playing games with each other.
Andre Ward, the guy that retired pound-for-pound number one, ain't on the same stature as Lennox Lewis. Are you drunk?
No, you drunk.
Undefeated?
No, you drunk. You drunk because Lennox Lewis went from one country to another. He fought in multiple countries. Where'd Ward fought at?
Ward never fought in any other country?
I don't know. Maybe one time with Mikhail Kessler? Maybe. I'm not even sure. Maybe.
So Deontay Wilder, he can respond to critiques. I'm saying, so Deontay Wilder can respond to critiques of an all-time great like Andre Ward, and the fans get behind him. But when AJ do it,
you're not getting it. You're not getting it. You still trying to compare a dude that's like 30-something years old to a dude that had to cut his dreads off because he's so old. Like, stop it. You can't put Ward and Lennox Lewis in the same box and ask for the same level of respect. Ward is still a dude that could turn around and be active and be like, oh, you talking shit about me? Let's fight. That's the type of dude he is. He could still get back in the game. Like, you trying to ask for the same level of respect for a legend that did it almost 20 years ago. Man, knock it off, bro. You bugging. You better than that.
They both legends. You guys stand up. Your age don't make you an OG. What you did make you an OG.
Bruh, Ward, listen to me. Ward not even inducted yet. You got to give him 5 years of inactivity so we could see. So we could see if they gonna make him a first ballot Hall of Famer. Stop it, man. Stop. You reaching. Just because you know he's good and you know he will be, he not yet. He got to do the 5 years of inactivity. He got to get inducted, and we got to see if he's going to be first ballot.
I hear you, man. You tripping, though, but I hear you, man. That's my call. Salute to all my truck drivers. Salute to all my truck drivers, man. Like I said, keep the same energy. But,
you got to keep the energy. He going to come in here talking about, yo, respect the legends, Lennox, Ward, and Bradley. Yo, that don't even sound right. They don't even belong in the same sentence, bruh. Rod and A70, what up, man? Help out Brandon, man. He drowning right now.
No. What's up, man?
What's up? Good morning.
No, I'm kind of. I definitely wouldn't put Bradley and Ward in the same. Ward probably a couple of notches below, but definitely not Bradley in the same sentence with Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis is a top 10 heavyweight of all time. But I would say this. I know you guys like the energy AJ came with. I don't really like it because it's like you disrespected the legend. And although Lennox has been critical, he has said some things that maybe he shouldn't have said, you still have that respect for a legend because you're trying to get to his level. You're trying to get on his level. You're trying to make sure you get there. And AJ is still writing his story, but you had a hiccup in the road. Don't have the hiccup, and then now you coming out and you swinging and doing everything you can to try to stay relevant or stay seem as if you this person, this beast that want to get out there and fight everybody because you're saying you cut from a different cloth. No, you're not cut from the same cloth as Lennox Lewis. He was cut from a different cloth. You trying to get there. So I feel like he should show that respect. And if you say you don't like what he said, that's cool. But to call him a clown, that's a little much for me. I didn't like it. That's my call.
I don't get why Americans being sensitive all of a sudden. Like, on the real, we wanted this. We asked for this. We were the ones, asking all fighters to have this energy. Earl, Crawford, all the quiet ones. And now he's doing it like, and he's doing it on a high, you know, like his voice is being heard because he coming for Lennox. So like, yeah, man, I think y'all need to fall back, let that man do what he do, and yeah, man, embrace it. He's on his badass mode right now, man. Let him be. Let me see. We got, I think, a couple more callers here. Got to go down the line. What do we got? Yo, did y'all see that that Andy Ruiz AJ promo with the A-Rap money music with Busta Rhymes on? I'm playing it on the overlay, man, if y'all want to check it out, man. Hilarious. It's always better with the sound, so find it on Instagram. Let me see here. Let me see if I could get through. If I restarted this Skype machine, let me see if Fahim, you hear me there? Fahim, going once. You available there? KO, you there? Because Fahim is muted for sure. But KO usually has all type of background noise, and we hear absolutely nothing from you, champ. And now KO muted himself. I mean, can I get a proper Skype check over here? In the meantime, let me see. I got 2 callers I got to check out here. What do we got? Oh, this looks new. In the Bay Area. 925 in the Bay. Who's this?
Yeah, DH.
DH, what up?
It's DH. Yeah, what's up with it?
Chilling, man.
Oh, man, let me get my call real quick. I just want to say, first off, Lennox Lewis would beat AJ's ass, okay? A prime Lennox Lewis with the dreadlocks and the nappy chest hair will put hands on him. You feel me? So put some respect on that. And AJ always talking about G shit this, G shit that, no squares in my circle, blah, blah, blah. That nigga came to New York and put on a Yankees hat, some Timbs, and got his ass beat by Andy Ruiz. Okay? I don't want to hear nothing about that. You feel me? So, you know, just respect to Andy Ruiz, but just imagine if Wilder got that right hand on AJ's face. It'd really be a wrap. You feel me? Always, I'm just tired of all this Twitter fingers and shit. You feel me? Bring your ass back to USA. Fuck Saudi Arabia. No disrespect to Saudi Arabians. You feel me? But niggas is not going out to Saudi Arabia to see a fight. You feel me? I'm in California. You know what I'm saying? I might strike out to New York, but I ain't finna strike out to Saudi Arabia and desert. I don't know what they talking about. Have that shit in Las Vegas. Have that shit in LA. Have that shit in New York. And let's get this shit cracking. You feel me? Fuck all this Twitter finger. Tell Eddie Hearn to sit to the side. You feel me? Let's get this money right. Bring your ass back to the USA, and let's see what's happening. You feel me? All this talk, you feel me? Get this shit cracking. You feel me? If you're really about it, come back to USA, and let's see what Andy Reeves is talking about. You feel me? And let's get this real fights going. You feel me? All that bullshit, throw that shit in the garbage. That's my call. I'm gonna keep it short. Let's get to the next caller. You feel me?
DH, thanks for calling in. In California too, early in the morning, rocking out. We're going to more California. Who we got early in the morning with us? Brian, California, talk to me.
Hey, what up, homie? Top of the morning. Hey, I'm going to just piggyback off of that last caller. You know, AJ should have brought it back to the USA, homie. That's neutral in New York. You know what I'm saying? Because Andy Ruiz, you know, he ain't fighting out of L.A. They didn't fight in L.A. You know what I'm saying? He should have brought that shit back to New York. You know, if he a badass, if he got heart, you know what I'm saying? He would have brought that shit back to USA. Bring it back to New York. You know what I'm saying? If he a G, you know that badass shit. If he a G, bring that shit back to the U.S. That's my call.
All right. Thanks for calling in. California waking up early with us. Loving it. I don't know, guys. It looks like something's wrong with the Skype machine. I'm gonna have to, check some things out. You can try again. I restarted it. Hopefully, that addressed the issue. We're going out to Stunner in New Jersey. What up? Stunner.
Yeah.
Nah, that was by mistake.
All right, hold on 2 seconds. Hold it. All right, y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, check this out, man. So I want to couple this in with Lennox Lewis, Anthony Joshua stuff. I want to couple this in with Wilder, Mike Tyson, and I also want to include this whole Sean Porter, Earl Spence stuff, right? Now, look, for me, I like knockout artists. I like dudes who talk shit and, try to come and back their shit up, right? So for a dude, now, yeah, I want to remind y'all, I'm Nigerian, but I'm not even an Anthony Joshua fan like that, right? Now, if this dude's been talking, though, this dude's been running his mouth, taking a little pop shot, and now Anthony Joshua says something, and y'all do, oh, no, respect the legend. Man, fuck respect, man. We ain't over that. You talking shit? All right, keep that same energy. I don't got respect for you if you talking shit. You know what I'm saying? When Mike Tyson was talking about Wilder, the other dude didn't even really touch on that. Nah, Wilder was snapping back on him. He was saying some disrespectful stuff, too. It's like, you got to meet disrespect with disrespect. This whole, respect him because he's older. It's like, no, you running your mouth, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing with this Sean Porter, Earl Spence talk. Because y'all been, not you guys, but online, y'all been going at my man's Porter for like the last year, talking wild reckless. Now we in press conferences, my man Porter got the energy showing, and then my man Kenny Porter, he's out here talking about Spencer, like, oh man, that's disrespectful, it's messed up. He said Spencer's slow. He is slow. He a church boy. He a choir boy. He had a press opportunity when he went his mouth.
Very good comparison, especially with Sean. You're right about that. We have been okay. Let me see here. All right, I see you. So I'm gonna go out to the UK, especially since Annan think that we are, restricting UK callers.
To this day. To this day. Sing along if you know the words. Come on.
Yo, to this day.
KO, what up,
UK
brother?
running things. What's going on? Wow, boxing is becoming something else, What's going on with this rematch? Anyway, let's talk about Lennox Lewis first, I don't blame AJ if he doesn't have any respect for the guy. I mean, let's face it, he's been quiet all this time, and then he comes out once and says something, and then people still have a problem. It just shows you that you really can never please people, because you don't say nothing, people complain. You say something, people complain. You just have to be yourself. At the end of the day, Lennox Lewis' energy, when he's always criticizing AJ, where's that same energy when Wilder turned down 100 million and 120 million? All he said was, if I was him, I'll take it. That's all he said. He never criticized him. And yet he kept going on with AJ. I mean, I would never advise AJ to be trained by him. I mean, clearly he works for the other side, right? He works for Al Heyman. I mean, who knows? They might get him to try and train him so he can lose. I would never put that past Al Heyman at all. So, yeah, man, AJ should do his thing. And at the end of the day, AJ has to create his own legacy. And let's face it, AJ has done things that Lennox didn't do. Who was Lennox fighting when he was at his 22nd fight? Who was he fighting? He wasn't fighting the level of competition AJ was fighting. So AJ needs to create his own lane, and he needs to not worry about what people say, because you can't really please people. But next, what's going on with Al and what's going on with Ruiz? Like, why are they trying to block the rematch?
I don't know, man. I wish I knew, bro. We're trying to get more information, but that is it. I'm gonna try. What we got here? Who do we got? This is Richie. Talk to me.
Yo.
What's
up,
up,
man?
brother?
I just gotta say, AJ, I gotta respect him for saying something back to Lennox Lewis, but really, man just gotta watch his tone, bro, because Lennox Lewis' career, his legacy is set already. He's done fighting. He's a legend. Yo, if AJ go in here and get knocked out by Ruiz the second time, yo, he's gonna look crazy talking about he's cut from a different cloth, man. Yo, all I'm saying is AJ gotta watch when he's talking about niggas like that, especially because Lennox ain't say nothing wrong, man. The man be moving like a robot. It's clear that he needs some new guidance or some kind of shit, yo. But whatever, man. That's my call, yo.
All right, Richie, man, thanks for calling in. That is everybody. I want to thank everybody that tuned into the show. Thank everybody that is listening on YouTube in the future, present, past. It doesn't matter. You can still hit that thumbs up button and put this show in the eyes of new boxing fans to turn them into new callers that will become new characters on the show. I want to thank everybody that submitted a super chat. I'm going to go down the list of anybody that has given a super chat now. We got Kelly Thompson. He says, yeah, they're not cut from the same cloth. AJ is supposed to, in parentheses, be this generation's Joe Louis. Remember? Laughing out loud emoji. The white boy, I got 5 on it. TBV with the smoke. Thank you, champ. Joseph Brown, what it do? Joseph called in and super chatted. AJ is right. He told the truth. AJ cut from that charming soft cloth. 5, maybe 5. Laughing out loud emojis. And computer architecture. AJ should have said this before he got knocked the fuck out. Yo, y'all harsh, man. Why y'all so mad? Why everybody mad at AJ? Damn if you could, damn if you do, damn if you don't. Like, we asked them to, speak up and come out, and y'all, come on, man, don't make them get shy again. I like this AJ, man. Let him talk about everybody. Like, I remember the landlord, I'm coming to collect the rent, man. I want that energy, man. That's what I'm talking about. That energy is what I like. All right, we're going to go out to what looks like Hawaii. 808-772. Who's this?
Oh, this is Brian. Am I on the line?
You are. What's up, Brian in Hawaii? Talk to us.
What's up, Nance? I just wanted to tell you I appreciate your show. I've been a fan for the past couple weeks. I enjoy your content, but I feel like Lennox, and I was never a fan of Lennox Lewis, but he fought in the era with Mike Tyson, George Foreman, Holyfield, some of the greatest heavyweights we ever seen, and for Anthony Joshua to act like he's a cut above Lennox Lewis, to me, is kind of laughable. I'd like to hear your comments on it. Thanks.
Thank you, brother, helping us have the show reach new heights. Love when we get callers from all over the world. Yeah, man, basically I gave my take. I don't mind it, bro. I really don't mind it because this is what I want from my heavyweight. I want my heavyweight to be a badass. Like, I want him and Wilder to talk like this. Like, I want him to talk to Ruiz. I want him to call Ruiz names now. Like, it's over, man. It's over. Like, no more Mr. Nice Guy. No more cookie cutter. That's what got us in that problem. You know what I mean? Having too much shit. Let's get back to basics. Let's get back to the grind, bro. Like, I'm telling you, when you watch his YouTube channel, it's just like, it's so sophisticated. Like, the training is like to this next level, and something is obviously missing. It must be from a mental, because I'm telling you, they measuring the man's calves, his bicep, they fucking taking how much sweat he's dripping. So it's like they checking all the boxes in training, man. So it's got to be something else. But we got to all the callers. I'm going to go ahead and give it a couple more seconds in case anybody want to calls in. The number to call in is 1-425-569-5241. Right now it seems like we're having an issue with the Skype. I don't know if it's the Skype actual app needs to be updated. I'll check for an update, but I don't know. Okay. Oh, yeah, there is an update. There you go. We shall see. So, yeah. Other than that, if you guys are going to call in, you can do so. All right. And we got Aaron calling in. What's up, brother? Good morning.
Good morning out here from the West Coast, out in Cali. Yeah, man, Joshua, man, he's just his comments, I just don't understand where they come from. I agree. I do like it because it kind of spices up the division. But, for these UK fans to compare him to Lennox Lewis or say he's greater at this point, I mean, it's just crazy. Lennox is a Hall of Famer. He's earned his clout. And Lennox was honestly just trying to help him. And for him to kind of turn his back, I really want to see how the UK fans take that because Lennox has paid his dues. And as far as Joshua is concerned, he still has a lot more to prove before his career is over. And if he loses the Ruiz fight, that's a wrap. I mean, his career will never be the same. So it's still surprised he's taking this fight, but, I mean, his chips are all in the pot. So at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. And, that's my call, man. Last thing I want to say is, where's White's B sample? Still waiting. A month later, where is it? Peace.
All right, peace. Yo, honestly, man, what's up with y'all, bruh? Why are you guys acting like this right now? Like, I don't understand it. Like, let's put the shoe on the other foot. Let's say that this was Lennox Lewis getting at Wilder. Would you guys want Wilder to be, I don't know, Mr. Perfect? I think that, you got to call a spade a spade. Like, he's coming at him. Like, he's coming at AJ. So I think AJ's within his right, to say whatever he wants under the sun. So you a legend, so you get to say whatever you want. You get to criticize me. You don't know how I'm feeling mentally. If you really want to train me, why don't you reach out to me? Why are you doing it in public? So I think you guys need to think about that, man. I think you guys are being a little unfair. I'm pretty sure. I know I would. I know if this was Lennox Lewis coming at Wilder, or vice versa, or Wilder calling Lennox Lewis a clown, I'd be like, you damn right he a clown. He should have never said Wilder was wild. Now look, Wilder didn't lose, his countrymen lost. So, and I think a lot of you guys would be saying the same fucking thing, Now all of a sudden everybody want to take a knock on AJ. Like, I've been asking him to do this. He the boss right now. Like, he been the boss. So he mad. He's right. He's mad. Like, how the fuck is Lennox telling me, to do this and do that? Like, you ain't do what I did. You did it in a whole nother way. But you ain't do it the way I did. Not in the amount of fights that I did. Not in front of the amount of people that I did. So, again, if it was Wilder calling Lennox a clown, I'd be like, let's go. That's my champ. He don't give a fuck who you are. He don't give a fuck if you a legend. He don't give a fuck if you a first ballot Hall of Fame. That's what I would be saying. So hopefully my little speech gave y'all the balls to back your man the same way. Because if my champ got an issue with somebody and I think that issue is valid, I'm riding with it. And if it, again, Mike Tyson been super critical of Wilder. So anytime Wilder say something, I understand. Atlas is super critical of Wilder. So if Wilder calls him anything under the sun, I'm going to understand. I'm going to understand. Like, I don't understand why y'all don't understand. Like, this your man. You supposed to rock out with him. Especially, and I don't see this as a big thing. It's like, oh my God, you talking about it. Come on, bro. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Hopefully I don't think Skype is working today. No, they keep dropping off like flies on Skype. All right, guys. So that is the last caller. I'll give you the number to call in one more time at 1-425-569-5241. We got people jumping in on Skype, but it's just not working. I just updated the new Skype too, so it says everything is good. I double checked these settings. I don't know why y'all can't hear me. Let's see. Mo, you there? I see you there. Are you talking? Because I cannot hear you if you're talking. Nope. All right. Well, on that note, that was the last caller. I am your host, Nesta Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and on Twitter at NestGTO. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get that notification every time we go live. You know we went live about 4 times yesterday. You don't want to miss any of the good stuff we got going on today. Peace.